Welcome to our first episode of HomeBrewskies, where we thought of the name before we thought of the concept. Today we're going to be talking about 4 different magical items that we made for D&D 5e, as well as looking over a Texas brewed beer that we just picked up today. It is brewed by the Four Corners and it is called the Heart of Texas.
Hopefully it's focusing.
We're professionals.
Okay.
So for our first item, that is the Potion of Mindless Rage. Now, I have listed this under a very rare item, but it's also teetering on the edge of legendary, just because of how many things you can do with this. When you drink this potion, you become filled with a mindless rage for 1 minute. You gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws. When you make a melee weapon attack, you gain a +3 to damage. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. And then as a drawback, after 1 minute, you will take a point of exhaustion. Now, for characters such as barbarians that already are able to tap into that rage to make their class viable, you will be given a double proficiency bonus on strength and saving throws, along with the advantage on strength and saving throws. When you you are now resistant to psychic damage, and you cannot be charmed. And so these stats will stack on top of the rage that you were given. So a 9th level barbarian that gets a +3 to their rage damage will get a +6. And so with their strength modifier, we're looking at a +11 on each attack.
And this is a potion, right?
Yes, it is. So it is a one-time use thing. Once it's done, it's done. So it's definitely something for those big boss battles, something your character will want to hold on to and not use instantly, because you probably won't be able to find something like this again in the game.
Yeah, and having one of those potions, make sure you give it to your party like right before they're going to fight something that there's no way that they could have beaten in the first place. That will give the party like a sense of power and make them, it'll just be better experience for them.
Yes.
Thinking that they beat something awesome, super powerful, even though they're level 6 or something.
Yeah. Alright, that's it for that first one.
Alright, well, mine are utility items, and the first one is the Lock of Seeing. And this one is, you can place this lock on any wall or surface to see through it. Your view is as if you're looking through a keyhole. If the surface is thicker than 5 feet, the item doesn't work. So essentially, imagine you looking through the keyhole on a door. And that's what you would see using this item. And you can use it on any surface. It doesn't have to be a door. You can see straight through a wall. But,
yeah, no, I really love that item. Because it definitely will give your character some perspective as to what's going on in the room. But it won't tell them everything. You're definitely able to keep things hidden in that room. And because when you're really thinking about it, 5 feet is pretty thick, but not when you're looking at like castle walls and things like that.
Yeah.
Those are definitely going to be a little bit wider than 5 feet.
I'd imagine it being the same as like a perception check of 10.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Because it will give you some perspective. So like you might see like 2 people inside of it. And 2 people through the keyhole. But there might be like 10 to 15 people in the room. So it can give a little bit of a notice that there are people in the room. Or it also might make your characters very confident, thinking that there are only 2 people in the room. And just bust in.
Exactly.
For my second item, it is another high level item.
Hold on, do you want to check out the beers first?
Oh, yes I do.
So these are made by the Four Corners Brewing Company.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually pretty good. I'm not used to anything other than Coors Light and Bud Light and stuff like that. And it's a dark beer, but it is actually pretty good.
It is pretty tasty.
What'd you say? It tastes like... What was it?
Oh, tastes like I have no clue what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But you should be able to pick this up about anywhere.
We are not beer connoisseurs by any means. We are beer drinkers. For sure.
Yeah. And this is just like a first taste more than an actual review.
Definitely.
Because, again, we have no clue what we're talking about. And this is my first time trying it. So.
Yeah, mine too, actually.
Yeah?
I had the other one, not this one.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, I am. Alright, so for our next item, it is called Colonel Mustard's Monocle of Identity. It is a legendary item that requires attunement. It is definitely not for battle situations. It is more based for more role-playing utility, yes. For their passive abilities, while you have this monocle on, you are going to be able to see the alignment of creatures and characters, good, evil, or neutral. You are also able to see invisible creatures as well as see through the disguise self spell. And so we wanted to stick to these lower level spells that it can see through so that your DM can still use those higher level illusion spells and have y'all figure it out by itself. Active, you can use 3 times per day to cast the Identify spell, which will essentially just give you some insight onto the items that you might find as you go on. And then once per day, you can use Detect Thoughts with a DC 16 saving throw. Definitely giving you more insight on the creature itself and giving you their identity.
I like that one. I would just be a little worried about how OP it is.
Yeah, it is definitely a strong item. It is something that you might even be able to plan your entire campaign around getting this monocle for someone, or at least a mini campaign for it.
Like someone's kind of backstory type thing, if they're like a bard or something like that.
Or if they're Colonel Mustard's son.
Or even a thief, or what are they called? Rogues.
Yes.
A rogue, that'd be a good item for a rogue too.
Mm-hmm.
A rogue or a bard, I could see that.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, the fourth item is going to be, and I only put this one in here because I think it's kind of funny, but I named it I Wear the Pants in This Relationship, and it's an actual pair of pants. You guys can say however you want it to look in your campaign, but it's a pair of pants that gives you a +2 to your charisma, so a +1 to your modifier, right? And but it only gives you that buff if you mention in the conversation with the person that you wear the pants in the relationship. And I think this adds a cool I think it adds a cool mix because, or a cool give and take, because you're probably going to piss the person off by saying that, but you also get the +1 to charisma. I don't know, it might be better if it's a +2 to charisma modifier, just to make it even more balanced out since you're pissing the person off.
The only thing with the +2 that would worry me is the whole, if you already have a +5 to your charisma, you're looking at a +7.
Yeah, no, but you're pissing the person off by saying it, so it's a give and take.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's really however your GM wants to run it, or if you're the GM, however you want to run it, but
I absolutely love this item. Because it absolutely forces you to roleplay.
So, we had some technical errors, but we are back, and it's pretty much just the outro that we missed.
Yeah, pretty much. So, thank y'all for watching. If you have any submissions or anything like that, we are going to be taking any homebrew items that y'all might make and send to us. We might put them in the show.
And we'll give you a shout out if we do.
Exactly. So, thank y'all once again for watching. Y'all have a great day.
Kerchow!
That was terrible.
I can always cut that.